So here it is. Sagittarius A star, the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Well, at least this is what our current science and theories and technology say it should look like. Well, no, that's not even true either, because that isn't a black hole. Well, obviously you can't see a black hole because, it sucks light in. So this is not the black hole. This is what's called gravitational lensing. This is the effect of the black hole on space-time around it. This is what happens when you have supermassive gravity sources. They bend space-time and twist it and distort it so much that light gets twisted and curved and distorted. So you can see, as I change the angle slightly, that the light around this is basically bending and twisting. Those streaks around it that's making that circle, that's the light that's basically orbiting the black hole. It's spinning around. Some of it's able to eventually escape, which is why we can see it. But that's kind of what's happening, is you get light that's getting trapped by the black hole, and it spins around and almost gets stuck in an orbit. There is some light that does get stuck in an orbit, and we never see that because it never comes out for us to see. But some of it does. It doesn't quite get trapped in orbit, and that's what we see here. Some of what you're seeing is light from behind the black hole that is being curved around. Some of what we're seeing is light that's actually behind us going toward the black hole, swinging around behind it in a big giant U-turn, and then coming back around for us to see. So it's a big kind of complicated mess about all the ways, and you can sort of see, like here, the curving of the light, how it's showing the curves of the light waves, the way space-time is curved around it to make the light do all the weird funky things that it's doing. So let's look at what this is like. So here's our system. There's the supermassive black hole. There's actually another star here. This is a Class B blue-white star, very, very large. It's 15 times the size of our, or 15 masses of our sun. So that's 15 times the mass of our sun, so it's 15 times heavier. It's about 5.5 times bigger than our sun. So that's a very, very large, very, very heavy star. But here is Sagittarius A star, and it's called A star for that little asterisk thing because at some point people didn't actually call them stars, so they put that there to say, no, this really is a star. So you need to say the name star in it because, well, it was a star at one point and it still kind of counts as one. So supermassive black holes tend to form when an initial black hole begins to swallow ever more mass, including other black holes. With time, they acquire a vast mass and become a key component of the galaxy, with much of the other galactic mass rotating around them, and can be several million solar masses. So it's estimated that this one is 486 million years old, that it is 516,608 times the mass of our sun. Its solar radius is 15.5 times. So, I mean, generally speaking, for black holes, the whole idea is density. You take a large amount of mass and you pack it into something very, very small. A small amount of space with a huge amount of mass creates a massive gravity well that becomes so steep light can't escape it. So here's what's interesting is this is 15.5 times the size of our sun. It's bigger than our sun, 15.5 times bigger than our sun. Yet it is still so much mass, so much matter packed into that it is so dense that it creates this supermassive black hole. So that's actually super impressive when you think about what it takes to make something a black hole. Like our sun, you would have to shrink it down to maybe the size of Texas to turn it into a black hole. That's how dense you have to make it. And so this is just insane that it's still 15 times bigger than our sun, and yet is a black hole. What's also cool is that this is the center of our galaxy, and it's so massive, its gravity is so powerful that it basically keeps Let's see if I can get to the galactic map and show you. It keeps the center of the galaxy. Let's go with the map. Realistic. It keeps all of this orbiting around it. Its gravity is so powerful. Well, and not all of it, but it gets enough of it, and then they add their gravity to the stuff around them, and they add their gravity to the stuff around them, until, I mean, look at how far out it reaches. Like, way out here is where we are. We're way out here in this area. And the gravity of all of this is so powerful that it can hold all of these stars and all their planets. And we're orbiting this. We are orbiting it. We are spinning around in a spiral like this, in a clockwise pattern. We are orbiting that. Let me actually clarify that. We are orbiting that. Because this is able to hold millions and billions of stars in its grasp, and all of their combined gravity is so much that it just holds the whole galaxy together. And what's crazy? We're not alone. There's billions of other galaxies where the same thing is happening. Shaped differently, a different arrangement of stars, but same basic idea. So there we go. I'm gonna go take a little trip around it, see if we can fly around it and get some different views of it. Too close and ran into. There's an outer boundary that they won't let you get, so you can't actually run into the black hole. There's like a safety measure that keeps you from doing that. Looks like I ran into it. It might help if I turned that on. But man, that's crazy. Look at that. All those stars. And that's not where those stars are. Those rings of stars around there. That's just the light from those stars is being bent in these crazy, wicked ways around it. And you can see off to the bottom left there. You can see those curvy lines. That's light being bent and distorted. And so all these stars that are making this ring are, that's not where they're from. That's not where they're actually located. They're just, their light is being bent so much, and it's traveling in such weird ways that it's really hard to know where they're at. Let's see if I can get moving again. Move away a little bit. Let's go back. Let's look. It should be safe enough now. There we go. Oh, that's crazy. Can't even see where the boundary is. There it is, way out there. Yeah, that yellow line out there, that's what I have to make sure I don't cross. I did get too close, it knocks me out and then it burn up. So let's see if we can spin around this. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. And the crazy thing is, yeah, this is just a game, but it's a game that's based off of real world physics, astronomy, and all the best theories that we have about what should be happening. So this is probably the best model we have of what it would look like. You can actually see those nebula on the right hand side, those two white cloudy things. Their light is being bent and twisted inside the black hole, and you can see them showing up in different spots as the light just gets warped around into different ways. Let's see if I can change the angle here, get some of that streaking that sometimes happens. Watch that one on the right. You can actually see it showing up on the left-hand side of the black hole. And watch it spin around and streak around. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, that's so fun. That's actually behind the black hole, but its light came and bent around in front of us like a bubble. Isn't that crazy? Well, there you go. Sagittarius A star, the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Now, funny thing, I wouldn't say funny thing, interesting thing. We actually have seen pictures of a supermassive black hole in another galaxy. We got those pictures before we ever got the pictures from our own galaxy, mostly because, obviously, you know, there's billions of stars in our way of trying to see our own supermassive black hole. Whereas another galaxy, it's a little bit easier because there's less stuff in the way. But supposedly, they do have pictures of what Sagittarius A star looks like. And I don't know if they've been released yet. I think NASA and the astronomers, the astronomical agencies, are still studying them. And then once they have done whatever they're going to do with it, then they're supposed to release it. But so there we go. A big, giant, bubbly thing. And again, that's not the black hole. That's just a sphere of twisted light that's surrounding it and being all, I don't even know how to describe it. There's some pretty cool videos out there that explain how the light gets twisted around a black hole. This whole gravitational lensing thing. It's basically like an extreme version of a funhouse mirror. You know, when you go to the fair and you got that mirror that kind of distorts light, it can make you look, short and fat or tall and thin and just all weird shapes. It's the same idea, only on a billion times more complicated and more powerful. That's kind of what's happening here. So, yep, there we go. Sagittarius A star, center of the galaxy. I made it, and you got to see it too. Aren't you lucky?
A few moments later.
So just want to add an extra little bit here. So I'm on a slightly different side of the black hole. And again, you can see all the light distortions here. But what's really interesting is you can see that yellowish streak, that band there on the right that's curving around, that's the Milky Way galaxy. But here's what's really cool. It's behind me. The actual band of the Milky Way galaxy is behind me. But when I look at Sagittarius A star, I can see it right there. Because again, the light from behind us is traveling towards the black hole, is getting caught in the gravity, curving around and coming back at us over here. Isn't that crazy? That is so bizarre. Man, I could look at this for like forever, for hours. It's just amazing just how trippy this is. Like, man, God's creation is just so amazing. Look at all the things that God could come up with and the things he did with this galaxy and this universe. Wow, that's so amazing. Absolutely astounding. Ah, gosh, the whole, whether you believe in God or not is everybody's got their own ideas on that. I do. And this is just one of the things that I'm like, you know what? I absolutely believe in God, and I believe in afterlife, and I believe in eternity and a new heaven and a new earth. And this is what I want to do with eternity. Or one of the things, that I want to do with eternity is just see this stuff for real. Like, what is it really like? Like, we'll never be able to do this for real. But in eternity, heck yeah. I'm here, dude. Absolutely. Wow. That's amazing. All right. That's enough for now.